my next stop, man. This stop is getting 230 cases. Let's get to it. Hey, how y'all doing? All right. Hey, do y'all have any a pair of pliers?
You mean like needle nose or regular?
Like some needle nose pliers.
Look at me knowing what.
I was just about to say what you know about needle nose pliers.
I know now. Okay, because I know I got these. I don't know if I got needle nose and. Let me see.
They got something in y'all maintenance room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Don't ask me how I know. Yeah.
Mr. Honey. Let me go down there and check for you.
Alright. Appreciate it. So I gotta change these wheels out on my hand truck. Alright, let's see. It was bent. Usually they just come straight out. Really need some new pins for real. These things all bent. Whoa. No, that ain't gonna work. So the pin broke. So I straightened it out and did it like this. Alright, man, so I got the wheels changed. I had one pin that broke. Those pins were rusted, as you guys probably saw. Rusted pretty bad, so I'm not surprised one of them broke, but I still managed to get it on there. Should be in working order, but I want to show y'all something real quick. Gonna go over here to the tractor. This is why you always do pre-trips and post-trips. See that damage? So go back inside in the cool air where it's a little bit quieter and explain to you guys. I can't say I can explain what happened because I don't know what happened. I can tell you it wasn't me, but I'll get in that in a minute, man. Let me get into this AC. It's too hot out here, man. All right, gang, so as you can see, I'm back inside the hotel in this fitness center where it's cool at. So let me go ahead and chop it up with you guys real quick. Well, first let me tell you about the tractor, right? So my tractor went up for a PM almost 2 weeks ago. This is the first day that I've been in it since it's been back to the yard. It arrived back to the yard the beginning of last week. but I wasn't able to drive it because another driver had it, right, for transit. And when I got there, he was still about 40 minutes out from getting to the yard, so I ended up just using another tractor that day. And then on towards the end of that week, there was a situation happened where the person, one of our drivers, bringing my trailer down from another location to meet up with our transit driver, that person had a blowout. So my tractor was at the yard that day, but I still wasn't able to use it because the person that was going to meet that driver had my coworker's tractor. So he called me up and basically asked me if he could use my tractor since my tractor was at the yard, my trailer wasn't. And with him, his trailer was at the yard, but his tractor wasn't. So he called me up and asked me if he could use my tractor. I told him, yeah. So boom, I wasn't able to use it that day. And then, you know, it was just, I don't know, it just kind of snowballed from there. So yeah, to make a long story short, man, it was about 4 drivers that used my tractor over the last almost 2 weeks now. And again, this is my first day back in my tractor in almost 2 weeks. But I said all that to say this: you guys seen that damage done to the arm cover of the mirror, and I noticed that damage yesterday when I got back off another route. I was putting some tools, actually the morning of. I was riding with a coworker yesterday on Wednesdays. You guys know if you've been following the channel, typically I ride with another driver, or I'll be running a route myself. If that driver's on vacation or something like that, I'll be the one running that route, and then I have somebody helping me. So that's kind of how we do it. But anyway, before we started our route Wednesday morning, I walked over to my tractor to put some tools in my tractor. You know, I always do a little walk around, and first thing I noticed is that damage. So I took a picture of it on my phone first this morning while I was doing my pre-trip. I took another picture in my handheld, that way I could notate it on my DVR and, you know, document it, right? And that's pretty much what I want to talk to you guys today about. At least that's one thing, and that is, man, make sure you're doing your pre and post trips, right? That damage, there wasn't any history on that damage in the DVR, so that tells me that whoever did it, they didn't document it. Now, let me tell you why it's important for you to document it. Number one, because you didn't do the damage. Number two, let's just say you overlooked it and you didn't do a proper pre-trip, right? And somebody else happens to use that tractor, but that person actually realizes that you have damage right there and they put it on the DVR. They did a proper pre-trip. Now, once that damage is seen by management, who do you think is going to get the phone call? Most likely you, right? And the first question they're probably going to ask you is, number one, did you know about the damage done to this particular area? And you're going to say, I didn't do it, right? You might even say, no, I don't remember seeing it. But even if you say I didn't do it, you really can't prove it, because management is going to say, well, did you do a pre-trip? You should have saw it when you done your pre-trip. Only thing you can say at that point is, well, I didn't do a pre-trip, or I must have missed that, or something along those lines, right? So basically, make a long story short, it's gonna come back on you if you were the last person to drive the tractor and you didn't put it on your DVIR. So for me, I know I didn't do the damage, so I'm gonna put it on my DVIR. And then from there, they'll figure out who all drove the vehicle, and then I guess, investigate it and really find out what happened or who did it if they can. But that's why it's so important for you guys to do your pre-trips and your post-trips. You don't want to be blamed for causing damage that you didn't cause. And, that's what can happen in these type of situations. So you just want to cover your own butt, right? So yeah, that was the issue with the tractor, man. Just make sure you're doing your proper pre-trips and post-trips to the tractor and whatever trailer you're pulling, if you're pulling the trailer. As far as the route is concerned, I told you guys, the week started off kind of rough. And, I mentioned it a minute ago about the blowout. That blowout that the other driver had obviously got me behind. So normally I start about 2:30 in the morning. That particular morning I didn't start until 5:30. That's what time the driver got back to the yard, our driver, right? So, she had to wait about 3 hours for him to get back up and running, so they can meet up. And then ultimately she didn't get back to the yard until 5:30 in the morning, basically. And yeah, so that put me behind, man. Definitely put me behind. So what can you do, man? Things like that is just out of your control. Really, it is what it is. It made for a long day for me. The amount of hours that I worked wasn't necessarily long. I still only worked about 9 hours or so. Left the yard at, like I said, about 5:30. I got back to the hotel around 2:15, 2:30, somewhere around there. So, I still didn't work a lot of hours. It's just at that point, you kind of feel drained a little bit. For me, if I'm working, to me that's late. That's a late day for me because I'm normally done with my route before noon. So, that was a late day for me getting back to the yard. And then of course, you gotta do your 10-hour reset. So I had to start later the next day. So I got back to the yard later that next morning. And you guys know how it is, man. It just a downward spiral from there in terms of your hours and what time you have to start. You kind of always playing catch up. Once you get behind, it's kind of hard to catch back up. When you come in late or you have a long day and you got that 10-hour reset and your days just get pushed back. That's kind of how it was, man. But it is what it is. Got it done. And yeah, we got one more day this week, and the plan is to crush it tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. I stopped drinking sodas August 1st. I said towards the end of July, I said August 1st I was gonna stop drinking sodas. So we are 8-9 days in? Yeah, it's August 8th, so we 8 days in right now, no sodas. So we're on a nice little streak right now. I actually stopped drinking sodas a couple months ago as well. I went 30 days without drinking a soda, and then I started back again. So I say, you know what, man, August 1st, I'm, going back on my no soda kick. So, so far so good. We just gonna keep it rolling and see how that goes. And yeah, we still hitting the gym. We still getting our runs in. Man, running those miles non-stop. I'm really honestly proud of myself for being able to do that, man. I still feel like I got to get my endurance up. But you know, so far the most miles I've ran nonstop, I think it was 4 miles, a little over 4 miles, and that was crazy to me because it's been a long time since I've just, you know, ran nonstop. So yeah, this past Sunday I ran a little over 2 miles. So, which that's all I had planned on running, just a quick 2 mile run before I had picked my wife up from the airport. So we staying consistent with that too, man. But that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Listen, shout out to each and every one of y'all that have gotten jobs. Like I always say, you guys always tap in with me and let me know what type of moves you're making. A lot of people have gotten hired, so you know, companies are still hiring in this market. Figure out what works for you. I don't have the answer to that. You know, sometimes people ask me, should I do this job or that job? And a lot of time is, you know, it's jobs that I've never done before. So, you know, I really can't give any advice based on experience. So, you know, oftentimes, man, you guys just got to do your own due diligence and talk to people who are doing those jobs and figure out, you know, the best course of action for you and the best option. So it's a lot of good jobs out there. Figure out, like I said, which jobs will be the best fit for you, and then go in that direction. If it ends up not working, that's okay. At least you know that it wasn't for you. And then you can move on to the next thing and try to find something else that's probably a better fit. So that would be my advice, man, to you guys. If one job don't work out, go to the next one. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't want to become a job hopper per se. I know some people don't mind job hopping. Some people are, you know, still fortunate enough to be able to get jobs after they've had a lot of jobs within a very short period of time. So, you know, it's just a risk you got to take. A lot of companies do frown upon job hoppers, but occasionally you will, you know, find that outlier to where they'll still, you know, hire you with that type of history. So it is what it is, man. You know, yeah, that's all I gotta say on that, man. Man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and supporting the channel as usual. I'm tired. I probably look tired, but you know, that's what it is, man. Listen, I will catch y'all on the next video. I appreciate it. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.